quick disclaimer, I am blind, so if the picture comes out bad, I'm sorry, but if you're blind, you can't look in the viewfinder. It's just not what you can do. Good morning, everyone. There's not much to talk about. I was just checking on a viewfinder. Oh, hush. I was just checking. Yeah, see, I can't look at the viewfinder, so that's all VoiceOver says is viewfinder. It's like, okay, that doesn't tell me anything. If voice guidance, listen to me talk about it like it's Comcast. If VoiceOver said viewfinder, here's a description of what's in the viewfinder, maybe I'd try adjusting the camera and see if it would give me any better of a description, and that might be a possible way for better photos to come out, or better video, for you to get a better picture. But since I don't have that, and I live alone, and I'm going to turn you off if you don't shut up. In fact, I already am going to turn you off. I live alone. I am not going to wait to vlog until I have sighted assistance, or even a tech-savvy enough sighted assistant that they know how to position the camera right. Because sometimes, even if you can see, you don't know enough about iPhone and iPod cameras that you know quite how to position it to make it look right. So anyway, I mean, I've had someone like that. Anyway, now what was I saying? I'm going to turn this camera off until I figure out what I was saying, because, see, this is what happens. You get distracted. Well, I don't know what I was saying, so I'm not going to worry about it. Obviously, it must not have been that important, or it will come back to me at some point. Have you guys been watching Big Brother? I mean, Jose's just cocky and confident, too cocky and confident. Even after the veto ceremony, I wasn't worried after, when I found out that Paul won the veto, I wasn't too worried about whether or not Jose was going to be up there. I knew Jose was going to stay up there. I knew Paul was not going to stay up there. I wasn't sure what was going to happen because of that. Actually, it turned out Nicole did not have to nominate somebody else. The roadkill winner did. Which is not good for the roadkill winner, because now he's got not one but two people in the diary room in the diary room, and they may or may not say this out loud, I don't know, but boy, I wish I could have just heard what that thing just said. Anyway, I thought Nicole was going to have to nominate someone else. I knew as soon as Paul won the power of veto and then Paul was up on the block, I was like, okay, there's no way he's not going to take himself off. But Nicole didn't have to nominate somebody else. The roadkill winner did, which is not, I wouldn't want to be that roadkill winner, because, of course, especially now with the roadkill winner putting somebody up on the block, that somebody won the power of veto. That somebody pulled himself right off, understandably. And then he has to nominate someone else. He's got two people in the diary room going, okay, roadkill winner, if I ever find out who the hell you are, your ass is mine. you are my number one target if I ever find out your identity. Which is understandable. But Jose's so cocky and confident. That's what I was saying. That he's like, hey, I'm good. You know, my alliance loves me. I know that. My alliance is half the freaking house. So, first of all, well, there's a lot I could say about that. Number one, Jose, you always thought that you were just all that. And you know what, dude, that's just kind of helping you to be more and more likely to be evicted, I think. Of course, Nicole did not put you up because you're a pompous, big-headed guy who is not God. You should be thankful that you weren't alive 2,000 years ago, because that's what they convicted Jesus on. Blasphemy. Or do I have my Bible totally screwed up? I'm pretty sure that's the way it is. That's what it was. I can always look again. But anyway, that's what they convicted Jesus on 2016 years ago, and look what they did to him. But anyway, Jose, you're so cocky and confident, you think you're all that. And first of all, Nicole did not put you up because you're that. Nicole put you up because you want her out of there. You outright told Davon your pecking order. Obviously, you thought Davon was in your back pocket. Well, anyway, Nicole's going to get you out before you can get her out. And the fact that you're so full of yourself just makes it all the more difficult for people to like you. And here you are going, my alliance is in my corner, and that's half the damn house. Well, first of all, at least 2 out of those 8 people are not pulling for you. So that just goes to show how much you know. And I know that if it was by a vote of 6-2, because 6 out of the 8 would vote for you, you still got 2 people that you think have your back that totally don't. But I guess that's the name of this game. But, I mean, first of all, I kind of question the wisdom of, I keep throwing the phrase first of all in there. I do kind of question the wisdom of having 16 people in a house and 8 of them try to form a mega alliance. I mean, that's happened at least in the past 3 seasons, I believe. There was the Bomb Squad in season 16. I forget what the one was in season 17, but I think there was one. And now there's the 8-pack in this season. You guys, mass alliances of 8 don't survive. And I'm pretty sure that the 8-pack, I don't know if the 8-pack is going to survive, if only because the so-called leader of the 8-pack, although I'm sure maybe he's not the leader of the 8-pack, he just thinks he is. Anyway, he's on his way out the door. I mean, I know, expect the unexpected. It's not really over until Julie says, by a vote of X number to X number, Jose, you are evicted from the Big Brother house. But if she says, Polly, you are evicted from the Big Brother house, or Bridget, you are evicted from the Big Brother house, I'm going to be really surprised. I don't think anyone really wants Jose. Or can I just not see past my own opinion? I don't know. We'll find out tonight, I guess. But speaking of my own opinion is if you Sorry, I just watched a really sad story on the news. It kind of hits home with me because it was about my former church. I feel like I'm kind of in a transition right now, although I'm not really moving forward or moving, whatever. I'm still kind of staying in the church that I'm in right now, even though I still kind of feel a little transitional. I don't know if I'm going to stay with them or go to a different one. But before, okay, I've been in this church. I've been in the church that I'm in right now for, how long's it been? 8, 10 years now? God, has it been that long already? But before that, I was involved in another church, and I left that church for reasons that had nothing to do with this. But I still kind of look on their website from time to time and consider going back there from time to time. Which is why this story on the news that I just saw about, I'm not going to go into details, but, well, it's a matter of public record. I should be okay with going into details, but I don't. Somebody who used to work there is accused of stealing quite a bit of money. And it just, I think the headline, how did they open that story? It's happened again. A woman was in court this morning accused of stealing money from a church. I'm like, how do you do that? I just think it's sad. I'm not going to, I don't know enough about the person to have an opinion about, oh, she definitely did it. Oh, she didn't do it. They're framing her, but it's so sad. I mean, it's sad to steal, period. It's wrong. It's against the law, but I mean, it's just not good to steal. But I feel like it's just kind of even sadder when you do it, when you steal from, like I say, it's not good to steal from anybody, but from a church, that's just sad. Well, if she did it, may God have mercy on her. And I hope the church and the people in it recover, because I'm sure it's a pretty big emotional blow. Like whatever your position is on it, that's got to really hurt when somebody that you thought you could trust in your church either steals or might have stolen or... Wow. I have to say, it is nice to not have to say, okay, on that heartbreaking note, I have to say that we're at time, and I will see you in the next part of the vlog, because there probably will be one. If any of you didn't see my last video, I finally figured out how to lift the limit, the 15. For every new YouTuber that doesn't go in and take care of this, there's a 15-minute limit on your videos. And you can try to upload things longer, but it won't, YouTube will reject it. And I thought, what a pain in the butt. And then I was looking at other YouTubers' videos, and they were 24, 25, 30, 40 minutes long. I'm going, that's just plain not fair. And when I finally found out, well, there's a limit, and here's how you can lift it, it's actually a lot easier than you think. And then I buckled down last night and went ahead and tried to do that procedure and succeeded. And so now I know I'm going into 15 minutes, and I'm not even worried about it because I just put an almost 20-minute video up last night, and it went through, and so I'm finally able to do a vlog. Between the fact that I'm using iMovie and the fact that I lifted that limit, I can create a vlog. I mean, if I wanted to vlog all day, which, you know, I kind of am, I don't have to divide it into 2 and 3 parts anymore. I can just, you know, there it is. And if it's 45 minutes, it's 45 minutes. Okay, and the truth is, you know, it does hit home with me. Back to that story about the church. It does hit home with me, not only because I was in that church for 2 years, 2 or 3 years, but the person that's under investigation, or that, well, she might be more than under investigation. She was in court today. She worked there when I was there, and it just, I didn't know her very well, but I mean, I knew, you know, she worked there when I was there, and I knew who she was, and I wasn't extremely close to her, but you know, it's just so sad. And I mean, only she and God knows whether or not she really did this. But I guess my question is, if she didn't, then how, you know, what's the, if she didn't do it, then what, where did all that money go? And whatever evidence was brought against her in court, where did all that come from if she didn't do it? You know, well, like I said, may God forgive her if she did in fact do it. And I feel bad for the church as a whole. Because, like I said, that had to be pretty hard for anyone. I mean, there were people that knew her a lot better than I did, and I'm sure they're heartbroken. I mean, well, they're either heartbroken or they're angry because they don't believe she did it, and they want her acquitted. And if she didn't do it, I hope she is acquitted. But then again, if she didn't do it, how is it that all this money disappeared? And I mean, obviously somebody mismanaged or mishandled money big time if she didn't do it. And if she did, then she did the wrong thing. Outright, pure and simple. You know, a lot of local news stories, you know, might not affect you that deeply, but then you hear the one that kind of you know, you start hearing names that you recognize, and you start, because I think when the report started, you know, of course I watched the whole report, and I think the first thing that came up was the name of the church, and I was like, dang. And then the report progressed, and the name of the accused came up, and I'm going, is that the same blankety blank person that, blankety blank person meaning, is that the same so-and-so person who, it's a matter of public record, I should just say her name, but I'm not gonna, that I talked to on the phone? I mean, is this the same person that I knew? And as I heard her name again and again, I thought, I think it is. And it's just sad. When you watch the local news and you're in one area and their news coverage area is like a big city and a handful of suburbs of that city, a lot of times you don't, you know, it doesn't necessarily have a very big effect on you, but from time to time you get that one story that you're like, hello, hold everything. Is that, I knew those people, or oh my goodness, that's the same place that you know, it kind of gets, it hits you more personally when it's something that you had a part in, or you had some kind of vested interest in.
I wonder if I need to get a bigger, like, either get a bigger keychain or put something on my keychain, because my apartment building used to have this big electronic fob thing that we would run over this electric eye thing. That's what our security system was. And we still have that security system, but they changed the fobs, and it's basically, it's this key card fob. And so my keys have kind of become a smaller thing. I don't know if you can see this. It's just a couple of keys and a a thumb drive thing, and a couple of key cards. And I'm going in my purse and panicking because I think that I haven't got my keys. It turns out that, yeah, I do. It's just they're so small. They're taking up less room, so by the time I find them in my purse, sometimes my heart's already gone like, what? Where did I put them last? When I really put them in my purse like I always do.
Ready. Indoor walk.
I gotta find a better way to do that. How do people do this on their phones? How do people who are sighted, and I mean, obviously people who are sighted, that's 99% of YouTube. How do people who have iPhones, iPods, whatever, do things and yet have the camera and the phone up to where do they just hold their phone? I mean, what would come naturally to me, of course, is to put my camera there
and do this. But when my iPod YouTube camera, whatever, is in my pocket, can you see anything? I'll do it again. I know there's not a whole lot to see, but I've got the right camera being used. But it's in my pocket. You can't see squat. It's literally hiding your light under a bushel. You can't see anything, can you? So I wonder how people do things and kind of video hands-free without, video hands-free without putting their phone down in a place that you can't really get the video to capture. Because I know, for example, that there are cases that have those little things on their, have those little things that you can clip onto your clothing. Well, again, I would clip that onto my pocket. Otherwise, I would have to clip that onto, I might have to clip,
Viewfinder. Image.
hush.
Speech off.
I might have to clip that onto this, like, to where it's like basically right at neck level. And I don't know that I really, I suppose the idea is it's supposed to be able to clip onto your belt. Well, I don't wear belts. I mean, what about women who don't wear belts? What do people clip those things onto, and how do they, if that's not how they do their vlogging, then how do people use iMovie to vlog and still have good, video? Because I know video isn't necessarily, I mean, I say it not at the beginning of every video, but that's my goal, to try to get myself to the point where I'm saying that pretty much at the beginning of every video. That I'm totally blind and unable to look in the viewfinder, and I can't be expected to make wonderful video. I can't be expected to make videos with good picture quality. If it happens, it happens, but if it doesn't, you gotta understand. But everybody else who does it, the quality of the picture means a lot more than that, so how do they do it? Okay, I'm home now, and I thought about vlogging, or I intended to vlog on the way home. I mean, not even a big vlog, just maybe a little piece of video, but I just don't do that when I've got a driver as talkative as the one I had now. Because, you just don't have a moment of, when we're not talking. And I'm not going to post and vlog conversations with people unless I'm comfortable enough to tell them about YouTube and say, like, do you mind me vlogging this conversation or whatever? And that's next to no one. So,
KNFB reader. Tap C. KNFB reader.
And then I get home and I find this thing on the door. They say that they realize they need to call me, but I didn't get a call this morning. I don't believe.
Settings. Button.
If I did, I missed it.
File Explorer. Settings. Camera flashes on. Tilt guidance. Take picture. Button. Take picture.
I can use this app to try to...
Quantum residential. Date of notice. June 28th.
I just used an app to scan, take a picture of this printed document and read it to me. This time I got lucky. that was a pretty good scan. It still wasn't perfect, but it was pretty darn good. I am not sure I understand what I just read, but that's because I'm not sure what exactly they're telling me, not because it was half gibberish and half understandable words, which I do get sometimes. But it's just the point that when they're dealing with blind people, they need to call and speak to them or email them or somehow send information in a way that people who can't read print because they can't see anything can understand it. I'm going to give them till, I'll be generous with them. I'll give them till, well, there's the rest of today, Friday. Then, of course, nothing's going to happen because it's a holiday. I bet they take the day off. If I haven't heard from them by Tuesday, and if I remember, I might call them and say, did you forget something last week?
Viewfinder.
I guess I could go to Twitter and look on Big Brother League because they seem to get access to the evictions before I do, and if I wanted to find out, that's the fastest way to find out who got evicted. Go on your Twitter feed and having followed Big Brother League, look at about 6 o'clock or in the 6 o'clock hour to find out who got evicted. But I don't think I'm going to do that this time. There's got to be a better way to do this. Separate video about what's on my mind right now. I think I will just because this vlog is getting so long, but and I already touched on it in this vlog, so I'm still so sad, I guess, about that church story. It's no doubt because, you know, I'm at least a little bit familiar with that church. I mean, if it was some church I'd never heard of, I would probably watch it and think, man, what a... why would anyone stoop so low as to steal from a church and then just not think anything more of it? But this, I'm probably going to do a whole separate video on this or talk about it in a separate vlog because I'm sure this is the longest vlog about not a whole lot that you've ever seen. Okay, so I stand corrected. I thought it was James that won that. See, I don't know these guys' voices. James didn't win the roadkill, whatever it is. Frank did. I still wouldn't want to be Frank. Oh, it's not looking so good for Bridget right now. I still don't like Jose. I don't know what I think about Bridget, but I know that some of them are going, none of us like Jose, but maybe we need to reconsider whether to send Jose home or Bridget home. So, I don't know what to think. Again, it's not over until Julie says, by a vote of this to this, individual who has actually voted out, you are evicted. I thought Jose was so definitely out the door. Now I'm not so sure, but we'll find out. In case anyone hasn't figured it out, I'm watching Big Brother and live vlogging.
With 0 votes to evict Bridget, you are safe, which means it's down to Jose and Polly.
She might
by a vote
not be
of 7-4. Jose, you are evicted from the Big Brother.
There it is. See, a big head doesn't get you too far. You know, thinking that you're the best thing since the best thing you ever had doesn't get you that far.
We're not going home.
What?
What would you say if I told you?
Oh my God. You know what they say, expect the unexpected. We just found out that the first 5 evictees are going to battle against each other for a chance to get back in the house. It's not the first 4 jurors this time. It's the first 5 freaking evictees. Oh, man. Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and close this out because it's getting crazy long, and other than watching Big Brother, I'm not sure what else there is going to be for tonight. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye.